I'd like to begin with a fact.
I'd like to take the time to shout out everybody who's in this group at the moment. Basically, the layout set up in two zones. You have a Patterson zone, which is all the trailing point switches, and then the Sherrod Street zone. And those are the facing point switches, so that requires a runaround move to achieve that list of cars that's on the interchange. And then here's an outbound switch list. And if you note down the bottom, that Seaboard Coastline 234 car is an interplant move, and we'll get to that. Right now, I have everything starting, engine and caboose tied down next to the office. The caboose is something new I'm trying, just as a, just for a visual aspect or a show platform. When the runaround moves are made, just for the crew or the imaginary crew. I'm not sure that's going to be etched in stone, but at least right now for this video demonstration, that's something new I'm trying out. Today we're using number 26 70 tonner as power. As far as the train ops concerned, this is an extra move or extra job. I didn't set up anything in JMRI as far as a automated switch list or a random switch list, so pretty much I'm winging it in this video demonstration. Crew's backing out now to the interchange cassette where cars are waiting. So 6 cars are waiting for spotting on the layout. Working the real railroad business, you know that in most cases you're going to take time to block your train, and this is what I'm doing in this case, taking a tank car. And in this move, what I'm doing is setting up the Sherrod Street zone cars into their own track in a position where they'll be worked once we run around the train. Starting moves out, we work everything in the Patterson zone. First industry we're going to go to is right there next to the engine. It's Guilford Terminal Warehouse. They've also got Frito-Lay and Piedmont paper stock for other customers that's in that Patterson zone to be served. So this is what we're doing in this video demonstration. Due to time constraints and of course storage and all this, I'm pretty much doing this on my phone. I'm doing a lot of time lapse on the switching moves just to save time, and of course the switching is backwards and forwards. I want to make sure we get through the video in a relatively short amount of time, just to keep people's attention. Now we see it with the train built. The first industry we're going to work is Guilford Terminal Warehouse. And in this clip, there's one Seaboard Coastline car coming out and one reefer going in. Those experienced with railroading, this is what we call a progressive switch, which means that you're not making any type of special moves or putting the cars in certain positions. So just once one car is unloaded, the next one goes in, that's right behind it. In this case, the IC box that's orange. So switching is completed. The crew shows back. Get rid of the excess car, leave it on the interchange, and then finish doubling their train to go to the next industry. Once again, time lapse, and we're working Frito-Lay. Hopper coming out, one going in. Tank car has to be respotted, and in this move right here, I reposition the shove platform will be on the rear for when we do the runaround move. Of course, the outbound car is heading to the runaround track for the time being. Next, the crew works P-block paper stock. There's one coming in, or one going out, I should say, and nothing going in. The tank car is a off spot for Frito-Lay that can't be spotted for the moment because they're still working on the black tank car that's on the unloading pad. And once again, this is an example of a progressive switch, and that's generally the rule at Piedmont paper stock. Only has one unloading spot. One comes out, the next one goes in. Nothing special, unless the industry specifies, hey, we need this car more than others. Then it becomes an interplant switch, and we're gonna see that kind of later on in the video. So now with the crew has completed their work at Frito-Lay and Piedmont paper stock. Now it's time to run around the train. This is also the time they'll get rid of any excess outbound cars, shove them back to the interchange track, and leave them there. In the real railroad world, we try to do everything in one breath. We try not to do any double switching or, make any unnecessary moves. So in this case, we're getting rid of something that's going to be in the way. That way we're saving time as far as switching is concerned. Now that the crews run around the train, we're gonna go work M&J. This industry is bulk items and sand, coal, gravel, aggregates. This is what this industry receives, and it's usually a one car in, one car out deal. We shove down and work the farm service. Crew then cuts off light engines and pulls loads from Carolina wood products. It's probably one of the few industries on the layout that actually ships. It does both. As you see here in this clip, there's a tank car that's to be respotted. Once the crew is done, they're going to proceed up to the public service trackers, which is a team track. Carolina Wood Products crew using a little Plymouth. Here's a kind of simple interplant switch at the team track. So in this case, Seaboard Coastline car is needed to be put at the unloading dock. rest of the train left on the main track. These are all the outbound cars for the day, and the crew's pretty much done. It's just a matter of running around the train and then shoving it off. As of this video and as of this time period, I've been using a removable cassette as the staging or interchange to show how cars come offline onto the layout and then how they go offline next with the Southern Railway. I'm in the works now of expanding the layout. The cassette will be eliminated in exchange for visible staging and the whole yard. You know, most terminal operations, they're gonna have some sort of yard. Even a smaller short line would have some kind of, you know, yard for holding cars and whatnot. So that's what my next goal is. And plus, the terracotta Pomona is going to be its own line stretching along the wall here. And I originally removed shelving to make room for the expansion. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.